Time for Sports on the Bayou, a detailed account of the sports scene in Louisiana. Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury will break down the weekly Saints game, brought to you by the American flag, as well as the St. Martin and Bourke weekly LSU breakdown. Harry McCullough will bring us the Louisiana's Cajun Bayou Lafourche Parish segment, featuring key games of local interest. Dr. Pat, our favorite ENT, is always on top of the
asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions? Make a statement.
Stan Gravois will bring us local pertinent medical sports information as well as high school sports. Martin False, that's me, will open up the mics in the crowd to see what's on the fans' mind. More talk and plenty of audience questions. Live from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls Studios in Houma, Louisiana, it's time for Sports on the Bayou. And here's Mike Detillier.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Marty. Got plenty to talk about this week. We'll be back with a lot more here on Sports on the Bayou.
Was your business interrupted by Hurricane Ida? You may be entitled to compensation. Insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses, or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bourke and Hafez Duval are partnering together to fight for your fair payout. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bourke and Hafez Duval help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
Curtis Calais Welding has been providing contract labor for the offshore oil and gas industry for over 28 years. Curtis Calais Welding is now hiring. All applicants must have a TWIC card and be able to pass an occupational medical exam and a drug screen. Triple C Towing has a fleet of 2 inland tugs to provide service for the oil and gas industry. All vessels are provided with experienced personnel, and we do what we say we will do. Curtis Calais Welding, now hiring, and Triple C Towing, ready to work.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafourche. And by St. Martin and Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e., Terrebonne General Health Systems, and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Marty.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. The Saints got off the snide, got a W. In New York against the Jets, 30-9.
The sorry Jets. Come on.
Man, they sorry. But, man, it makes me wonder, how the hell could they have beaten the Bengals and the Titans? But, you know, they had turnovers in that game, and that's the great equalizer in sports. One of the things with the Saints, no turnovers. You hit all your field goals. Your defense gave up only 2 plays of over 20 yards. But if Alvin Kamara was on the Jets team, they would have won. He was the difference.
No, he was that much of a difference maker. Mike, like you're saying, even you look at the track record on the Sean Payton, you've heard me say this before on this show, is that look at scoring defense, and when the Saints protect the football, I think that's going to be critical against Tampa Bay. I'm not saying we're going to win, but I like our chances. On the Sean Payton, we have 0 turnovers. We won 53 games and only lost 6. And then allowing 20 or fewer points, and that's more than Dennis Allen. You don't want to throw a pick 6, but the defense, we're 90 wins and 8 losses. We allowed 20 or fewer points. And as of late, Mike, now maybe we've had strong fourth quarters now because we're trying to play catch-up. The Saints are the number 1 NFL team in scoring points in the fourth quarter. You know how you close out games? We need that to happen against Tampa Bay. If you look at it, we had 17 points against the Jets.
You did in the first quarter.
Yeah, we did. We 2-1 in the first quarter, but we averaging like 11 points in the fourth quarter, which is number 1 in the league.
Yeah, I still don't. I mean, Kamara is obviously the difference maker, but we got to be able to throw the ball downfield. The receivers. We had 6 receivers catch passes, 7 maybe. I mean, we were doing 11 and 12 on the Breeze.
Well, the thing is, you had the Nick Vanette, the tight end, like the leading receiver.
Right.
I mean, that guy wouldn't even play. He's like a blocking tight end.
You're not going to beat those good teams.
Receiver.
I mean, I give Peyton a lot of credit. I think he plays Tampa really well. He understands him. Maybe we have a shot, but we got to have to throw the ball.
Maybe, Rich, you can answer it. Bobby and I have talked about this, and we talked about it last week.
Rich can answer it. I believe you mean.
I'll make something up.
Why do some teams, no matter how you play, and the coaches are different, players are different, but you match up well against them? And for other teams, you don't match up well. The Saints don't match up well against the Eagles. It's terrible the last
in two games. They have had 500 yards rushing.
Look at the Bucs with all that firepower and Brady. Now, they lost in the playoffs, but, the other 3 games that played against them, those games, they've taken care of business.
Double digits. We take the regular season, Rich. The last 3 times we played Tampa Bay, it's like we've beaten them by double digits. And last Sunday night, last year, you remember it was 38-3? Bruce Arians had all kicked the field goal so he wouldn't get shut out.
Yeah.
Now, that seems like a long time ago, but it seems like we've had the Bucs number now in the postseason, but
it's Peyton. I think you got to give Peyton credit. He's coaching the Tampa Bay team effectively. He knows what they're doing. He's got their game plan in his head. He just knows where their strengths are and how to attack them. But, it all comes down to the day of the game. And you know this. Who's showing up to play? Who's playing their best? Who's not? Where are your key players stepping up, or are they not stepping up in those big games?
And with all that said, they're 11.5-point underdog to the Bucs.
I'll
take that history.
Boy, that's
I'll take that. All that history.
I'll be
with
on
all that history, Mike, is Antonio Brown. When is
he? No. It won't be until 2 weeks from now. But he'll be eligible to come back and play.
He's not back yet,
because that could be the difference maker. Put it this way: it's like an old Bear Bryant thing. I could take mine and beat yours, and I could take yours and beat mine. If you put Sean Payton on with Tampa Bay's
with
roster,
all that talent,
it would not even be close. It'd be like Tampa Bay be playing the Jets.
Yeah, it would be like
early on in the game. Bobby brought it up. Nick Vanette, nice catch, run downfield. Now Nick ain't gonna win a lot of 100-meter races.
But he's big. He's like 6'6", 260 pounds.
And Brett Mayer comes in for the field goal, 23 yards. Saints get on the board. Trade of field goals, and then off to the side, man.
That dump off,
Kamara,
it's priceless. It's priceless.
That is dangerous. And then watch this play, just to make a guy miss.
That's like a video game move. Just a little one little step. And Alvin Kamara, 31 touches is the most he's ever had. I think with Ingram, he might have about 25 come against Tampa.
Then Taysom out in the flat again to Marquez Callaway. He's got to make more plays like this.
This was Callaway's best play of the year, breaking 3 tackles. That was a significant yak yards right there.
And then you knew what was going to happen here. That power run to the right, Taysom has run that numerous times. We've seen it in practice. They practice it over and over again.
Look at Prentice, the fullback. That was a big block.
It's amazing the success, even though everyone knows it's coming.
Then it's 23-9, and if you had the under, you scream and hit the deck. It's over with, and he scores. And even Kamara in the press conference, man, what you doing? Because in essence, they were this close from Zach Wilson scoring at the end. If you had the under and they'd have scored, man, you had that game in your pocket.
No way, Kamara knows that? He should be paying attention. He
Everybody, I think most players on that team knew that.
They better not.
Well, the thing is with Taysom right there, come on, not padding his stats, but I know if I had an open chance.
You couldn't run like Taysom.
No, but I think I could have scored that time.
Take it 2 days.
I can run in a straight line, all right.
You'd be 2 days. You'd still be running, trying to get to the
Rich,
even Coach Payton told him last night, Bobby, you can't criticize him. You'd have done it too.
How fast do you think I ran the 40?
I would say you were 4.7.
We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before. And just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South's Ambulatory Surgery Center offers patients advanced and innovative outpatient procedures using the latest technology and treatment options. The first of its kind in the region, this center provides our patients and their families with high-quality care in a convenient, comfortable, and safe environment at a lower cost. Trust your care to the cardiovascular care team you know and love at CIS. Learn more at cardio.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafouche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e., Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, this is our LSU segment, and certainly their game's over other than the bowl game. But a big week this week because national recruiting season, Wednesday, the first signing period. This is normally when, I know Ed used to always tell me, we get 85% of our recruits.
Well, that's not the case this year, huh, Mike?
I don't think it'll be that way, but I'm interested to see how Brian closes this because, man, I do know in the last 3 or 4 days, man, they have hit the accelerator on the players from Louisiana, and they have selected about 5 or 6 out-of-state young men that they're really putting the pressure on. Brian wants to get to those numbers. He wants to get as close as he can.
Is he get some linemen?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The offensive lineman. In-home visit the kid from Monroe, right, Mike?
Right, along with Emory Jones, who both have said that they're going to go to LSU. Now, it's unusual that Louisiana has 2 like that this year. 2 guys.
Because usually you have like one every 3 years. One every 3 or 4 years at the highest level will potentially could be like an NFL first-round draft pick.
Right.
Now, Mike, I think that's why it's significant because it's all about relationships and recruiting that they kept the offensive line coach.
Brad Davis.
Who's the interim head coach for the bowl game.
And, again, I think if you look back at the last 9 years at Notre Dame, he has had 5 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And that has been his wheelhouse. Can he get something else away from Louisiana is going to be the key
Texas,
here.
Florida, or whatever, keeping California.
Bobby, would somebody give him James Franklin's number?
Well, James can recruit. He just can't coach him after he gets it.
He had no line again. He doesn't have any line up there.
And the thing is, that's blasphemy to not have a line at Penn State. Linebacker, winning in the country, the Midwest. That's one thing I think Coach Kelly's going to help LSU is that, now I don't know the immediate impact, but he's going to help on the offensive line. And, it's not sexy because we're going to get the skill people. In Louisiana and around here, Mike, they're going to get the DBs and receivers, running backs. It's the guys in the trenches and the fans just follow the ball. They don't see who's winning or losing on the line unless you truly follow it.
My thing is you have to make sure, and I think it's pretty strong, real strong, and nothing's 100% until they sign the deal. But Walker Howard, who everybody in the country wanted at quarterback, to get him because somewhere real quickly he's going to be your quarterback in the future.
Well, but Walker Howard don't want to play E.D. White.
He don't have to when he goes to LSU.
Yeah.
He don't have to when he goes to LSU.
He's pretty damn good, but he don't want to play the Cardinals.
Just like Arch Manning don't want to play Lafayette Christian no more either.
Think about that. No, it does matter the supporting cast and the scheme and what you're doing. And
that's what makes what and I think Coach was saying, man, what Wayne Stein did at St. Charles Catholic, unbelievable that you talk about they had an all-star team. St. Charles Catholic has never had one player sign an SEC scholarship.
Because they
all that time with Frank Monica and
they're overachievers. They're blue bloods. They're just scrappers.
They play as a team.
They'd be the kind of guy you got in the playground, whatever, getting in a fight. Okay, who you want on your side? You want the St. Charles Catholic kids on your side with a fight? No, don't. I'm not saying the fight, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, they got that
that's
attitude.
what you're saying.
Aggressive.
Yeah, but it's like to play SEC, like physics. Physics comes to play. If you have an unbelievable little guy who is like awesome, and you got an unbelievable big guy that's awesome, who's going to win? Come on. Physics. I mean, the big guy is going to beat the little guy anytime. It's nothing against the little guy.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. It's got a lot to do with your attitude.
No, but again,
I've seen a lot of little guys kick butt on a big guy. You've seen that?
No, but you have the same attitude with the big guy and the little guy. The little guy. No, it's all. They're all like tough and all that. Physics.
You started this. Normally it was an A-Bear start, but you're the one who started this.
See, Rich is poking the bear, poking the A-Bear. Like, no, I'm just being common sense.
But I'll be interested is in these one-on-one battles between LSU, Alabama, in different parts of the state of Louisiana. Can Brian Kelly step in the ring very quickly with Nick Saban? And he's going to have to.
My question is, how are the active players now dealing with him and viewing him? I mean,
I think they know that they have somebody that ain't going to put up with too much.
Okay.
Real quickly.
So they hang
well, you have to transfer portal, Mike, the quarterback over here to go to South Carolina.
Sports on the Bayou.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest Duval are partnering together to help you during this difficult time. Our hurricane insurance recovery attorneys will fight for you and your loved ones. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest Duval help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
Are you looking for a new or used vehicle? Well, come check us out at Barker Honda because we get new, updated inventory daily.
We're offering top dollar for your trade.
Give us the opportunity to buy your car.
We offer new and used financing.
Come check out our award-winning trucks.
For cars, trucks, SUVs, come check us out.
Our sales specialists can help find a vehicle just for you.
We're getting new inventory daily.
Come down and see us on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Holman. Always remember,
it's better at Barker.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafourche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e., Terrebonne General Health Systems, and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. I'm going to throw it to Martin. He's in the suite with Miss Lorraine.
Oh, yeah. Mom's got one of her longtime friends, Miss Banowetz, here today. And nice to have you here, Miss Banowetz. She said, Martin, do not ask me any questions, so I'm not going to ask her any questions for sure. Sandra and Susan, her daughters, are here with them. Mama, were you happy that the Saints won this week?
Oh, really? Yeah, I want another one, too.
Yeah. Okay, let's not get greedy.
Back to back, yeah.
Yeah, you want to win the rest?
Yeah, of course.
All the rest.
Now, Miss Banowetz.
All the rest. Well, if we win all the rest, we go into the postseason. We get the 10 wins for sure.
We're not talking to Santa Claus now. We got to be realistic.
No, man, that's we stretching the rubber band on that.
Let's give it up for our naming sponsors. We have St. Martin and Bork. They're in the house today.
All right.
Little low numbers because they're gearing up for Santa Claus. They're gearing up with a lot of presents. And Ian's a lone wolf on the Lafourche side because they're in meetings today.
I'm glad he got something to eat because he missed out last week, man.
And Terrebonne Parish is in meetings today. But we have the Edie White coaches, and Harry's going to be talking with them in a little while. What a heck of a game in that state championship game. And, man, you'd have thought ULL was playing by the crowd. Y'all packed it in, huh, Coach?
We did. Actually talked to one of the police officers and said we had a bigger crowd than UL does for their home game. So,
hello.
It was just a tremendous feeling just to turn around, see the crowd. Somebody took a picture from up at the top of the stadium and put that on Twitter because that just summed up the entire night. It was a great night for us.
It was unbelievable, and Harry's going to also talk to Chris and Grant. So while we're doing this, Mike, just maybe lead in a little bit because you watched the game too. Jason, let's roll in a few highlights from that game, and Harry's going to talk in depth about it on his segment.
And that's the crowd that followed
This
E.D.
was
White.
tailgating. We had
Unreal.
9 7-minute segments that were broken in the afternoon.
Whoa.
And it was small crowd at this point. It started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the coaches couldn't see this. They were getting ready for the game.
Well, at least Kyle, the colors were right. You know, they followed those Raging Cajun colors a little bit on that. But that was awesome to see, and to have that Bayou team play for the, for everything, and that'll be something that those young men will always remember. You guys will always remember that moment that you got to play, and everything's on the line at that particular point.
At this point, I was up there riling them up a little. Don't take much to rile up the E.D. White side. All you do is hold the microphone up, and they just start going at it.
Hey, Martin, that shows me that you're a good businessman. The Vanderbilt Catholic guy that you are, you're in that E.D. White crowd. And
You're not related.
Let me tell you.
Y'all not related some kind of way?
Sponsorship has no borders, okay? Now look. I said it before. Mama, E.D. White, great.
Yes, that's right.
Harry's dad coached at E.D. White.
Right.
Cam Morvaunt, an E.D. White star back in the day.
So it's all family.
Joe Fake, one of the biggest stars ever, coached at Vanderbilt, coached me and Harry.
Whoa.
So, hey, you just got to show love.
It's like you compete against your brother, Vanderbilt E.D. White.
It's a brother thing. When they make it, we cheer for them. When we make it, they cheer for us.
Martin, one of the things that got brought up, I got to talk to Verge Osbury, and he told me, he said, Mike, how many guys you think on E.D. White in the next 2 years will sign Division I scholarships? I said, I think 0. He says, we probably got a dozen at university that will over the next 2 years. You talk about talent.
Well,
that's a major
with that
talent.
being said, it's like the Bear Bryant thing. You take the E.D. White staff, and they, could take yours and be theirs, and take theirs and be yours. Well, what if they were coaching that university talent? They like their boys and all that, but no, the coaching does make a difference.
Hey, that 5-star running back in the post-game interview said he ain't never been hit like he got hit on that game. I mean, it was just
and one of the things, Coach,
unbelievable.
Coach Lasang and I really, but man, those inside runs, that's how that was your bread and butter in that game. Because if you try to run wide on them, man, the speed catches up to you.
But here's the thing: what's the difference between the population in Lafourche and population in Baton Rouge?
It's unbelievable.
You look at the E.D. White stands; they were packed right around the first quarter. E.D. White probably got there a little late. Some of them, they might have stopped for a meal or something on the way, but it was packed at one point. I guarantee you the fans outnumbered the U-High fans 10-1. And but one thing, I was glad to see U-High when the game was over come all the way across to the E.D. White, especially a couple of kids that were injured, and hug them, and it was great sportsmanship. And this coach, after the game, you tell someone's character after a loss like this, Coach, you got a lot of class. I got to say that. There's no doubt about it. So we'll take a short break. Harry's going to talk more with Coach Kyle Lasang. He's going to talk with the coordinators right after this. We'll be right back.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest of All are partnering together to help you during this difficult time. Our hurricane insurance recovery attorneys will fight for you and your loved ones. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffest of All help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafourche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin?
All right, before I kick it to Harry and Edie White coaches, let's give it up for our corporate sponsors. First of all, South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System, Community Sports Institute, Percy Mosley over there, looking real serious, and we're going to loosen him up a little bit. We have Barker Honda. We got enough referees at that table. I'm surprised they're even sitting with the coaches over there. Referees and coaches don't.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. Just give them like ice chests full of speckled trout.
Keep it fair. Keep it fair.
Don't talk about those South.
No, that's what Uncle George always did. Just let the boys play. Just keep the flag in your pocket.
And we got Alford and Associates as one of our corporate sponsors, and BioPure. I know Harvey's out of town. He's in Texas, but he'll be back next week. Harry, you got three pretty good coaches with you right there, and they deserve a lot of credit. A great season. We'll kick it to you.
Tell me about the experience and what the whole thing was like.
Man, it was an awesome experience. You know, we missed a lot as coaches on the outside of the stadium and stuff, and probably got to bed about 3:30 in the morning, heart racing, can't sleep, wake up at 5, and then go to YouTube and watch Martin's 10 segments from the outside. Just got a real appreciation for the atmosphere, the crowd, just the excitement that so many people had. Brought a community together, really did. And not to mention, I think we played some pretty good football.
No, you did. And look, it's something y'all remember forever, for sure. Like I said, we always talk about class of 78, right? Yeah. In 1977 doing the same thing. And it's an awesome time to be with you guys forever. Let's talk about the team, and that was a hard-fought game.
It was. And we knew they had some talent. They had some speed. You know, the difference when you look at the game and you only score 7 points, but you do control the clock. Control the clock a bunch, kept it away from them. And that's really what the game plan was. It came down to just a few things. It was kind of weird. You know, the wind was really blowing. We had some sharp punts, probably because of some wind issues. And in that kind of game, that comes to be the difference. It really was. It was a tremendous effort by defense again, offensively. I think they were a little shocked after the game. Tremendous respect from the U-High kids after the game. I think they knew they were in for a battle.
So, Coach, this year basically over with.
Yeah.
But what do you have returning for next year on both sides of football?
I don't like to talk about.
Come on, you got to do it.
We got a really good junior class.
All right.
Really good junior class. And that's nothing against the senior class because they led tremendously. Ethan Lee at free safety is going to be really difficult to replace. But, you know, as a coach, when you look at classes and you stack them back to back and you say, what class could really get us there? That junior class, our junior class, was the one you really looked to.
Ask Bobby J, because I thought their most talented team was the time y'all lost. Y'all won the next year.
Yeah. In 1976, we lost to St. Aug in the Dome, and with Boogie LeBlanc. I was playing free safety. I wasn't even playing quarterback. And here I am. Rich, you know I had 8 interceptions my junior year. 8. So you think I could break on the ball?
As a quarterback?
No, I was just safety. I didn't play quarterback.
You was throwing it and catching it at the same time.
You were safety. You played defense.
I was number 83. Then I changed to 15 because of Bart Starr. But no, it just goes to show you. I thought we had a better team in 76 than we did in 77. But we won the state championship in 77. And then in 78, they lost to St. Aug again at City Park at Tad Gormley Stadium.
You know, they said maybe nobody playing college ball. the way I look at y'all secondary, I see some guys that can play college D1 ball, and particularly like the Melanson kid and a couple of those other kids.
Yeah, we were really good in the secondary this year. Those guys really bought into playing good team secondary defense. All five of them back there, Mel, Ethan, Chuck Hunt, Chris, and JJ, they did a great job for us this year.
So, yeah, some of those guys may play on the next level for sure. What did UHI do that was really tough on you guys?
They ran a couple RPOs. Ethan's done what he's done all year, stuck his nose around the line of scrimmage, and he got beat. And he knew it. Yeah. But I think we really controlled their offensive front, which nobody else did all season. They only ran for 123 yards. So I thought we did a great job making them one-dimensional, and we had 4 down stops. So I thought that was really big for us.
Chris, weren't they averaging over 200 yards a game rushing?
They were averaging 45 points and almost 500 yards of total offense.
And they kept them to 123 yards rushing.
Let's talk about the offense and the UHI defense is where all their studs were supposed to be. What kind of matchups did y'all have?
Well, I remember Bobby was asking me if we had 5 or 6 D1 athletes on defense, and I ended up counting 7 or 8 after the game, when I figured out the Moses kid was a freshman and all the offers. And, what I love about our kids is that it really didn't matter. When we got to the field, they lined up just like we said they would and practiced what we practiced for 2 weeks, and they didn't really care at that point. So I think that's why they fought so hard the whole game and were able to put a few good drives together.
No doubt. So you're going to open it up next year. We're going to go 4 wides and just throw it around.
Yeah, right. If we do, he's getting fired. So it's never going to be that way.
Coach, I have one comment. Under promise and over deliver. Don't tell these guys anything. No inside stuff, right? Do your thing.
Hey, try to trick people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Bobby can do that.
Hey, just trick them. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, like I say, great season. Congratulations, guys.
Let me just say something. So me and Harry go to our alumni, and we get a donation, and we send y'all a bunch of white cleats. Y'all not gonna wear them, Coach? All right.
All right. Thanks a lot. Congratulations, guys. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou. Good job, guys.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before. And just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
There are many strengths in our cancer center. I think one of the biggest is patients don't have to go elsewhere to get technology for their diagnosis and treatment of their cancer. Our treatment machine, the linear accelerator, allows us to pinpoint and treat cancers with more accuracy than ever was possible before. Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center provides leading-edge technology with the highest quality care and the best treatment options unique to each patient.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafouche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. This is our segment. Stan Gravwell breaks down all the high school games. We want to tell him thanks for all the work he's done all season long. Stan does a great job each and every week, so we'll throw it to him one last time for the football season.
Stan the man.
Yeah.
It was the close of the high school football season this past Friday night, and of course all eyes here in the Bayou region were on E.D. White as they took on University Lab on Friday night. The Cardinal football team meandered their way through Thibodaux early Friday morning in their charter buses as the elementary schools cheered the Cardinals on. And after a huge E.D. White contingent celebrated in the parking lot at Cajun Field pregame, it was game time.
The number 1 seed, 2-time state champions, and undefeated E.D. White Cardinals.
It was a tough start for the Cardinals. Couldn't get anything going on offense early and had to punt. And unfortunately, with the win at Cajun Field on Friday night, the punt didn't go very far. Great field position for University Lab. The Cardinals play well on defense on first and second down, but on third down, University completes this long pass. That's Blake Abney to Jason Bourne for the touchdown. Early in the game, after the extra point, University leads it 7-0. But on the next possession for University High, it's Braxton Como coming up with a big interception, and this changed the tide of this game in the first half. E.D. White settled down, started to move the ball methodically, and the culmination of this long drive was Jake Sternfels, the quarterback, getting it in for the Cardinals early in the second quarter after the extra point by Ty Powell. Our score now tied 7-7, and the Cardinals with a little momentum. E.D. White's defense shuts down University on the next possession, and then the Cardinals offense at it again. William Gravel on a good run. Jeffrey Dietrich bowls the ball up the middle. Another good run deep into University territory. And then a bit of bad luck for the Cardinals. Ty Powell hits this 31-yard field goal, but offsides is called against University. They have to try it again. And unfortunately, on this try, it's blocked by University. So we go into halftime with our score tied 7-7. In the third quarter, E.D. White used a bend but don't break defense. Here early in the fourth quarter, a big fourth down play for University. Braxton Como and Aiden Clements come up with the big stop. Cardinals take over the ball. Can't move it. University gets good field position, and it's Barnes again. Number 23, Jason Barnes, catches it down to the 1-yard line. And 2 plays later, Derek Graham bowls it in. University takes the lead after the extra point, 14-7. But E.D. White mounts one the last drive. Nice pass play here. Harrison Leday hauls it in as the Cardinals are moving the ball downfield. With 57 seconds left in the game, Sternfels tries to hit Joey Magui, but there's pass interference against University. The drive continues. But unfortunately, on fourth down, this pass intended again for Magui falls incomplete. University runs out the clock. They win the state championship game 14-7 over the Cardinals in a thriller. Although E.D. White didn't get the win, what a great year for the Cardinals. Although they had excellent play and great leadership from their seniors, this is a junior-heavy team. As a matter of fact, Jeffrey Dietrich was voted the most valuable player. Here you see him receiving his award. And remember, he's only a sophomore. And all of the Cardinals, along with Coach Kyle Lassang, accepted the state runner-up trophy. And kudos to Kyle from this ex-coach of 30 years for the most excellent statement I've ever heard after a state championship game. Here's the question and his reply in the post-game press conference.
Coach, what did you tell your seniors? And it's a group that I know is very near and dear to you.
No. They set the tone. They set the tone for our program. I don't think you... Man, I'll tell you what I told them. We play with the kids that walk through our door. Anybody from Thibodaux, anybody from Houma will tell you the exact same thing. We play with the kids that walk through our door, and what we attempt to do is take those kids and mold them, put them through some torturous situations to see how they're going to react. But we're never going to do it differently. Because I'm not going to sacrifice my program, and I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity. And one day, the underdogs are going to raise the trophy. You know, raise the trophy with the kids that walk through the door. Write that down.
Yes, sir.
Write that down. The day that somebody tells me we got to do something differently, I'm retiring. I'm walking away because I'm playing with these kind of guys.
Well said, my friend. And I'm sure I speak for the entire Bayou region area when I say this. To ED White President Tim Robichaud, to Principal Michelle Chasson, to Head Coach Kala Sang and all of his coaching staff, and especially to the players of ED White Catholic, thank you and congratulations. It's been one heck of a ride.
Thank you, Stan. That was a great piece, and we'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before. And just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafouche.
If you have nasal breathing difficulties, snoring, mouth breathing, gritting and grinding of your teeth, TMJ, or headaches during the day, along with fatigue, depression, weight gain, you may have sleep apnea, which can easily be diagnosed via an in-office visit and home sleep study. If you or a loved one are having these symptoms and it's impacting your life, please schedule an appointment with us for an evaluation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafouche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. He's here every week. It's Dr. Pat.
Asking all the questions, why you asking all the questions, making statements, asking all the questions.
Let's give the floor to our Doctor of Curiosity and the voice of the people, Dr. Pat Hagan.
Voice of the people. Why you asking all the questions, making statements,
All right, Doc.
Doc, you have to be proud of D. White, I know that.
Oh, absolutely. And I just couldn't be prouder of the men behind me and their coaching staff and the administrators that raise our children when we're not there. When Kyle came back the second time to apply for the job after 5 years out, they normally do interview you, and Kyle, correct me if it's not true, but they said, okay, well, someone asked Kyle, what are your qualifications for the job? And Kyle had a list of the students that he taught that became university professors, educators, coaches, dentists, good family men. And he said, go ask these people what my qualifications are.
Amen.
And the real championships that are going to be won, besides all the victories this year, are by the young men who are going to become good fathers. They're going to become good husbands. They're going to become teachers, future coaches. And the impact that you men make on our children for the future is where the real championships are won. And when Kyle also says we work with the kids that come in through our doors, that's a big part of it also. We're here to make you the best person you can be, not just the best football player you can be. And these lessons are just going to go on for the rest of their life, and that's how you transform generations, not by watching TV, that's for sure. So anyway, Bobby, When you look back on your special season from 40 years ago, how do you think these kids are going to look back on their season at Edie White?
Well, whenever you're a winner, and what I mean by winner, and you have success as a team, you always reflect on that and you get together. No, those moments are continuous. Whether you get together every 5 years or every decade, you always remember that because you're winners. And all the adversity you face, when it's hot in Thibodaux in August, is like hot. Yeah, you might be hot. Everybody's hot. I mean, come on. So when you keep it in perspective, I think it molds you and your character when you have adversity in the future. How do you handle that? So with that being said, no, this is something when you play on a winning football team or it could be basketball, it doesn't have to be football. It could be any sport. If you're a champion or you're on the cusp of being a champion, that speaks volumes because you remember those memories that you had in practice and you can't replace it. You might go on to be an unbelievable businessman, top in sales and all that. But I'm telling you, I still reflect on now that in the 90s. Now, maybe I quit living in the past. No, I remember walking, running through the tunnel, and the dome's going crazy. I felt like a freaking gladiator. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm from Cutoff, Louisiana, and I get goosebumps and that experience. Think about that. So when all of a sudden those Edie White kids, they're in Lafayette, and they see that stadium, when they're going through the goalposts, and they're out there and they see that, no, you don't forget that. Because you might never do anything as far as sports-wise in the future, and you can reflect on that. You could be a very successcve business guy and all that, but you're not going to have that kind of crowd.
You're going to agree with this,
that.
Bobby. I think one of the things that I've seen over the years is just the camaraderie and the relationships that are for life.
Yes.
They play together. That bond that you can create in high school where there's no other distraction and it's just your buddies, and after the games you're doing things together and you're going to class together. I can't tell you how many friends I have from my high school teams that I still keep in touch with. And they're in New York and I'm down here, and I think that's the real value. That's the diamond in the rough, is those relationships that are there forever.
The best comment I ever heard, Bill Parcells said it first, but I heard Coach Payton also say it, is that when you're involved in a championship, that you look down the line and you might lose your money, you might lose that house and that car, maybe even the wife that you're with at that time, but they can't take that moment away from you, that you were a champion or you played in that moment. And I think what you just asked them, I think that is dead on right. They can't take that away from you, that at that moment you were part of one of the best.
That's right.
You were part of the best.
Now it's up to the Edie White coaching staff to keep, because now you got high expectations, to keep those juniors and sophomores humble.
You played for the guy. And you think about what he did and
what he meant
60s,
to you,
70s, 80s.
That's Kyle right there. That's his MO.
Coach was saying, right?
About the kids, build character, bring character kids because they got to live in life. They got to enjoy the college experience. Football's third on the list. We're getting an education. We're taking care of the kids, make them good people. And you go back and look at the list of the successful people that Joe's touched. I might not be one of them, according to Bobby, but
no, Rich,
I'm serious. You're right on that track. That's exactly right. We're going to take the kids.
The flame here.
We're going to take the kids and we're going to make them better people and better characters, better family men, and they will be better businessmen. They will be better.
Yes, Rich,
and they'll have an experience that'll be phenomenal high school football.
Rich is like the masses, a lot of the masses. He's highly successful, but he's an overachiever. There's a lot of overachievers. There's nothing wrong with that. You are highly successful, but you're an overachiever. I like that.
He's an achiever.
Yeah, right.
But it's an attitude. It's an attitude that you build as a group in their heads. They know. They went out there. They didn't give a crap. There were 12 guys that are Division I players. They went attitude because of the training and the coaching that you guys gave them along the way, and they believed it. and they'll believe it their whole lives. The next adversity, that's right. The next hurdle that they've got to come, they're going to think, well, shoot, we kicked butt when we were in high school football, we'll do it again.
Now, nothing against Vanderbilt, but if I'm in the home of Thibodeau area, I'd want to go to E.D. White.
Now he's become recruiting for you.
I'm not saying anything bad.
Kyle, I would say recruit somebody else to be the head recruiter.
I'm not saying
jumping on the bench.
Hold on, you're putting a lot of pressure on me and Harry now.
No, people don't want me to keep it real, but I'm just telling you what have you done for me lately, where you at.
Y'all might be on probation real quick. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Was your business interrupted by Hurricane Ida? You may be entitled to compensation. Insurance companies may try to pay you much less than your losses, or even deny your claim altogether. St. Martin and Bork and Hoffa's Duvall are partnering together to fight for your fair payout. Go to myidaclaim.com for your free case review today. Never give up because your insurance company has denied your claim, and never accept a lowball offer. Let St. Martin and Bork and Hoffa's Duvall help you weather the storm. Visit myidaclaim.com today.
Hi, I'm Harvey Sharp, owner of Bayou Pure Disinfection and Restoration Services. Whether it's your home or your business, Bayou Pure specializes in disinfection application, along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. Bayou Pure's supercharged delivery system, coupled with our hospital-grade disinfectant, revolutionizes the standard of clean and is proven effective as a virucide, sanitizer, disinfectant, and a fungicide. Call Bayou Pure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafourche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Marty.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, you got it.
Yeah, we got to give the officials some love because they officiated me in Harry's games and Bobby's games and all that, but I noticed during the meal, Kyle, y'all didn't see this while y'all were up there, but Kyle kept asking them if they wanted some more apple cobbler. He was going to go personally get him some apple cobbler.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's just networking.
Yeah, he didn't give him cash. He gave him more importantly than cash, apple cobbler. Right. That's important. I'm going to let him introduce themselves and tell you how many years they officiated for.
Kerry Chesson, just finished about 41 years.
Whoa.
Randy Revo, 35 years.
Awesome.
And I refereed your games.
So hopefully my Uncle George took care of you.
What did he say? Yes, he did.
So hopefully my Uncle George took care of you.
Have y'all ever been sort of bribed like that, I guess, for lack of a better word?
Not in my career.
Bobby, what happened?
Well, because your integrity was above that, right?
Right. Yeah.
No comment. No comment.
You refereed me and Harry's games and Bobby's games?
Yeah, I did.
So
you'd be a young fella back then, huh?
I started when I was 19.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I did 35 years and refereed a bunch of games in the Dome.
Was that one of these guys that you said, man, he's a good pain in the yuck to be? Every time I got to referee a game, man, I hated to go against. I hated that he was on that side.
Just for the Sports on the Bayou audience, just give us one person.
Come on.
Well, you know, it depends on. I'm gonna give a generic answer. It depends on the schedule and it depends how many losses they have.
Okay.
Depends how the season.
Well, that's the easy way out. You know that, Kerry?
That's right.
And that's the right answer.
Well, Kerry's still officiating, so.
When I first started refereeing, the pay was for a junior high game was $7.50.
Whoa.
Yeah, and we used to go all the way to Morgan City, Patterson, down to Bayou, during the early 70s.
You get more forgiving blood now than that.
Yeah, I mean,
now like a JV game we make 45, and the varsity level is 100. No, it's 95. So you got to really like it. You put in many hours.
You have to have a special wife if you are married.
Oh, no.
It's like a coach's wife and all the hours you
Or
put
no
in.
wife, so you can make all the games.
Well, Kerry, you better give the no comment on all that.
No comment. But yeah, it's a big commitment. If you really want to, especially when you're younger, it's going to be 3 to 4, 5 nights a week you're at the house. So.
All right, me and Harry are in. Me and Harry are going to sign up for next year. We're going to be referees.
Yeah, but don't be on the take, Martin.
I'm not. I won't.
No, I can tell you.
I'm not going to be there for the Edie White Vanderbilt game. I'm going to, what they call it?
You got to be an observer.
Refrain from that,
Yeah. I can tell you, Ralph Perry at Salafouche, I know he gave the coaches, the officials the business.
Not too bad.
I'll tell you, Ralph Perry knew the rules. Not many coaches know the rules, but when Ralph Perry would question you on a rule, you better know
You better know it.
And Ralph Perry, before the game, the officials usually went and asked, in a pregame, asked the coaches, give me a captains, you have any trick plays? And Ralph Perry told us one time, he says, trick plays? They don't know the 4 plays we got.
Mike, we're going to kick it to you.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll be back here on Sports on the Bayou.
Over the years, Louisiana's Cajun Bayou has seen more than its fair share of challenges. We're no strangers to adversity, and we know what it's like to struggle. These are unprecedented times, and while people will say this time is like nothing they've ever seen, we've heard that before. And just like all the other times, we'll get through this. Remember the good times. Remember Lafourche.
Tony Alford and Priscilla Larbinger have been the foundation of what is now Alford and Associates. Their passion and vision have been embedded company-wide. It's not just about insurance. It's about making sure that our community is strong and protected for the next generation.
We analyze and then custom design your insurance policies to fit your business's needs, not the insurance carriers.
It's quite simple. It's the mindset of our organization to protect you from life's hardships.
Your benefits are our business.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. You'll remember Lafourche. And by St. Martin and Bork, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Sports on the Bayou corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health Systems and their Community Sports Institute. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And BioPure, disinfecting environmental services. Now let's go back to Sports on the Bayou with Mike Detillier, Bobby Hebert, and Rich Maury.
I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll be back next week with another version of Sports on the Bayou.
Who dat? Hopefully that against the Bucks.